Hi there! I was just enjoying a nice hot cup of Estus, and I started thinking about all the ugly sumbitches that live here in Lordran. But would you believe that there actually is a lot of cuteness here if you know where to look? Now I know you probably are a little bit skeptical and think that sounds a little crazy, but that's why I have a list, Gwen, damn it, of the top 15 cutest things you can find in Dark Souls.
Number 15.
Darkroot Garden's not really a place that you would find anything adorable, you might say. But if you go into the little hidden area, you can find these little red creatures that look like a frog crossed with a manta ray. And frogs are always cute, right? Well, most of the time. And these little jokers are no exception. The thing is, I'm putting them at the bottom of the list because depending on how you look at them, they can also be kind of icky looking.
Number 14.
The Abyss, the most mysterious place in a game full of places full of vague mystery. Not to mention, it's also a pretty scary place. But I'd be lying if I did not say that the Humanity Phantom's pretty cute. They're adorable in sort of a little chibi sort of way, like a baby doll. At least they are until you start to notice the hypnotizingly dazed way they just kind of come at you, and you start to suspect that maybe they're coming to take revenge for all of those times that you crushed one of them in your hand just so you could summon a buddy to help you beat a boss. Sorry guys, don't kill me. I will never do it again, I swear.
Number 13.
The opening cinematic to Dark Souls is one of extreme majesty and epic proportions. However, there is one boss showcased in the opening cinematic that just puts the biggest smile on my face every time I start a new game. And that, of course, is the part where they describe Gravelord Nito unleashing the miasma of death upon the world. And when he does so, his little bitty stick arms are just waving around and he's waddling back and forth like a little snowman baby or something. I love it. It's so cute.
Number 12.
The Artorias of the Abyss DLC has one of the most beautiful areas in the game, the Sanctuary Garden. However, some of the areas in the DLC are pretty creepy as the Abyss is creeping up and covering the surrounding areas, like the Ulisil Township. However, one of my favorite things in the DLC is not creepy at all, it's actually adorable. And what I'm talking about is the added feature that FromSoft in their godlike wisdom gave us little tiny clay pots that we can throw on the ground to now talk to our friends in co-op and PvP. And God bless them, they made us all have the same voice of an old man from New Jersey. Hello! I f***ing love it.
Hello.
Hi, bitch!
Number 11.
So let's talk about Blighttown. There's no way anything cute can be down there. Right? Hear me out. The infested barbarians. I know if you look at them up close, ugh, right? But if you just kind of look at their general silhouette and the way they move, they kind of look like big fat bald babies wearing diapers, just running around playing with sticks. And then if you go down into the swamp, the big fat babies are even rolling balls of poo-poo and throwing them around. And I mean, you know, you gotta make do with what you got. They don't have beach balls down there. They gotta make a ball out of whatever. And is there anything more cute than seeing a baby just throwing a ball around? Well, actually there is. That's why there are 10 more entries on the list. But you get my point.
Number 10.
The legendary and illustrious sorcerer Big Hat Logan is interesting and endearing due to his lust for knowledge and desire to increase his powers as a mage. However, sometimes his intellectual pursuits actually land him in peril, like when he gets captured and locked up in Sin's Fortress, and then again gets locked up by Seath the Scaleless when we have to rescue him from the Duke's archives. Logan is an eccentric, interesting, fascinating, adorable little old man, and he is a very nice guy to us. That is, until he goes a little too far, and apparently the pursuit of knowledge drives him mad, in which case he tries to attack us and we're forced to kill him in self-defense. Such a shame. That big hat of his might have shielded him from prying eyes, but it could not shield him from the massive weight of the pursuit of endless knowledge.
Number 9.
So babies are cute, right? Well, once again, we have a dark, dreary, horrible nightmare of a level that in fact has one itsy bitsy little bright spot that always brings a smile to my face. And this time I'm talking about actual babies, not big, fat, disgusting men covered in their own shit. I've actually heard some people are creeped out by the skeleton babies in the Tomb of the Giants, and to that I just have to say, what on earth is wrong with you? I love these things. They're so damn adorable. I want to adopt 10 of them today. And if being cute wasn't enough, when you come down to see them, what do? They get their little hands up and they get all excited and they waddle to you because they want to come see you and play. It's precious.
Number 8.
In a world full of terrible, aggressive monstrosities, the crystal lizards are actually really sweet. They're skittish little creatures who, like real lizards, tend to try to hide from people, and the moment they are alerted to your presence, they just haul ass as fast as they can. In fact, they're so scared of you that they will even run right off of a cliff if it means getting away from the big bad man with the stick. And I have to admit, I feel a little guilty every time I kill one of these jokers just to get some upgrade materials to make my attack rating a little bit higher. But I had to do it. I'm sorry.
Number 7.
Now number 7 is going to be unique because here I have 3 separate entries and I will be going from least to most cutest. And that means I am talking about the mushroom people. So first, we're going to talk about the mushroom parents. Now the mushroom parents, they're kind of cute. You know, they're mushrooms and they have little eyes and they walk around with their little stubby arms and legs, and that's already kind of adorable. They sort of look like Ewoks, but they're infinitely more appealing. While the mushroom parents do look like they have mud on them, or maybe even blood, they still are definitely going to be on this list for me in terms of cuteness because of the fact that A, they just will wallop the shit out of you if any of their little babies get intruded on in the forest or feel threatened. And B, just look at them holding hands with their kids. It just warms my heart. Next we have Elizabeth, a sweet, kindly mushroom lady who resides in the Sanctuary Garden of Ulasil. And boy, I kind of get the feeling that she's sort of like the nanny of Princess Dusk because she's the one who contracts you, the player, to go save her from that scumbag Manus. Of course I will, you sweet old lady. You're like the grandma of Dark Souls, who is also a mushroom. And finally, we have the most precious fungus in all the land. Of course, I am talking about the mushroom child. In another rare case, the mushroom child is a creature of Dark Souls who does not attack you on sight. In fact, these rascals just want to run around and play in the woods just like Christopher Robin. They're so cute. And if you ever attack one of these little sweethearts, you are a terrible person. Just listen to the sound they make when you kill one. You bastard.
Number 6.
After defeating Artorias, arguably the best fight in the entire game, you find a female knight crouching at his tombstone and asks you if you would be willing to give her his soul so that she may use it to pay proper respect to his memory. Solaire was a member of one of the 4 Knights of Gwyn and worked alongside Artorias, and according to some cut dialogue from Hawkeye Go, actually had unrequited feelings for him.
If thine was the blade to which Artorias fell, then thou must be wary of Kiran. She had strong feelings for the great Artorias. The poor girl.
Considering the exchange that we have with her, I suspected as much. If you've ever loved somebody who didn't love you back, the story of Solaire and Artorias can be pretty heartbreaking. However, it's also really sweet to see that even after the great knight has passed, she still maintains that love for him.
Number 5.
One of the most beloved NPCs in Dark Souls? Try one of the most beloved NPCs in all of gaming. We first encounter Solaire immediately after killing the Taurus demon in the Undead Burg, and find him gazing up at the majestic sun. Solaire is a unique NPC in the world of Dark Souls in that he is surprisingly chipper and friendly, as opposed to the cast of usual creepy assholes. After having a nice conversation with Solaire, we learned that he is willing to be our buddy and help us out along in our adventures, and also that he is on a quest to find his very own son. And let's not forget the greatest line in the entire game.
The sun is a wondrous body, like a magnificent father. If only I could be so grossly incandescent.
Throughout the game, our boy is there to lend a hand like a good, dependable companion. However, if he's not saved in Lost Izalith, one of those damn bugs will just drive him crazy, and we'll have to kill him to put him out of his misery. If you do manage to kill the bugs before they can drive him crazy, he still doesn't get a happy ending. He becomes crestfallen and just realizes that there is no son for him, and he gets depressed. But who knows? Maybe he recovers. I mean, after all, he is there to help us fight Gwyn at the end of the game. Every time I play through Dark Souls, I hope that there's just some sort of way that you can make Solaire's story just a little bit happier. It's ironic, really, that Solaire spends the whole game trying to find his own son, but he is actually the brightest spot in the entire story. Love you, buddy.
Number 4.
After approaching the most ominous fortress in the entire game, we discover a curious knight taking a nap in the most bulky and goofy looking armor that we've ever seen. Bro is always taking naps, and it's pretty cute. I guess he kind of reminds me of a cat that way. Sigmire is pretty adorable in the fact that he is very worthless and bumbling, but tends to have a pretty jolly disposition throughout all of the game. We pretty much have to do everything for the old boy, but that's okay. It's nice to have him around. However, at the very end, when we go to Lost Izalith, he decides that he wants to hop down and help us fight those spooky Chaos Eaters. The thing is, if he takes too much damage, he dies, which is sad. However, if he gets down there and he doesn't take too much damage, he will live. The problem is, in typical Dark Souls fashion, this story doesn't have the happiest ending. What transpires is that Sigmire goes all the way to Ash Lake, and we find his dead body laying by the bonfire, accompanied by... Who's this? Oh, that's Sieglind. Sieglind is Sigmire's daughter, and she is absolutely precious. In fact, now that I think about it, is she more precious than Sigmire? After listening to Sieglind describe the events, Sigmire went crazy and started attacking her, and she had to kill him out of self-preservation. Now, that sweet little voice is adorable enough, but the fact that she just wanted the best for her daddy is just so sweet, and I love her. She's adorable. As a dad with a daughter, I've got to say that the story of Sigmire and Siglund really hit me hard. Daddy's little girl, man. It's precious.
Number 3.
You knew this moment was coming. Who doesn't love dogs? Nobody, that's who. The most popular pet in the entire world also happens to be the pet of choice for our beloved knight Artorias. And who could blame him? And is she a good girl? You bet your sweet undead ass she's a good girl. When you encounter the grave of Artorias in Darkroot Garden, Sif pounces into action to protect her daddy's final resting place. It's so precious I can barely even stand it. And depending on whether or not you cleared the DLC before coming here, Sif will actually come up to you and sniff you out after detecting a familiar scent on you. And about that DLC, when you go to fight Manus, the father of the abyss, you actually get the opportunity to summon who? A little baby puppy Sif. Oh my god, it's the cutest thing I've ever seen. How did they even have something this adorable in Dark Souls? Oh, I know why. They have it so that they can break our hearts later when we have to kill her. Just so we can get that damn ring to go into the abyss. Whew. We're assholes, man.
Number 2.
I'm not actually comfortable with the name Crossbreed Priscilla. Personally, I think that sounds a little disrespectful. She's just Priscilla to me. A beautiful half-dragon lady who has probably inspired countless furry and Rule 34 content. Priscilla is absolutely precious with her cute face and soft, pleasant voice with which she asks you if you would just leave and let all the inhabitants of the painted world just be.
If thou hast misstepped into this world, plunge down from the plank and hurry home.
It is rumored that Priscilla might be the daughter of Seath the Scaleless, and you know what? I really don't care. I love her. She's wonderful. Priscilla is the only boss in the entire game that would rather you just leave her alone. And did you know that if you actually are a sick enough asshole to harm a hair on this beloved little sweetheart's head, you will actually get an NPC sin? So that tells you right there, even FromSoft wants to protect Priscilla. And who wouldn't? She's adorable.
Number 1.
Full disclosure, I have gone back and forth about whether or not I should include Guinevere on the list. Is she cute? Absolutely. But not exactly in the way that a baby or a puppy is cute. You know what I'm saying? I mean, she is a very well-endowed, attractive lady in the humanoid form. We'll just leave it at that. There's no denying that every player was struck dumb for a moment after seeing this beauty following the heart-pounding battle with Ornstein and Smo. So yeah, I'm sorry, Guinevere is cuter than a mushroom. And even though technically in Dark Souls 1, Guinevere is merely an illusion created by her brother Gwendolyn to manipulate the player, I'd say the kid played his hand pretty damn well. Because if you're not gonna simp for Priscilla, you're probably simping for Guinevere. I mean, come on. Who did not immediately join the Princess's Guard just to get in her favor? Finally, if it just really bothers you that I put an illusion at number 1, just imagine she did exist at some point, and maybe just exists somewhere in the Dark Souls universe that doesn't take place in the game currently. And if that still bothers you, then Priscilla can be your number 1. Wow, that was quite a list. There were just so many things to talk about, and you guys gave me so many suggestions while I was still writing the script that I had to include everybody that I could. As always, if I manage to leave off something that needs to be included in this list, please let me know about it in the comments section. I really appreciate it when you guys do that. And make sure to subscribe and hit the bell so that you can be notified when a new release goes up. I just want to take a moment to thank each and every one of you for showing up to the premiere. It was a lot of fun talking to you guys live, And I want to give a special shout out to the Dildo for not only giving me a very generous super chat, but also for giving me my very first super chat. So this is crazy. I was so excited I had to tell everybody at work about it. And in closing, I just want to thank each and every one of you for what you've done to help me with this channel and really get it going. Some of you guys have been supporting me since I started doing this thing a couple months ago. And some of y'all just are jumping on and just being so nice and supportive. And I just can't thank you enough. I mean, some of you guys write the nicest comments. This is like the nicest things anybody's ever said to me. And I love you guys. Make sure you don't forget to like the video if you want to see more stuff like this. And I just can't thank you guys enough. Thanks for watching. See you next time.